Hello, KBF'ers. We are back for another Kayak Bass Fishing Live out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sorry, I keep bumping the table and moving the camera. I'll try to avoid that. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about tournaments. We're going to talk about Bikini Clad ads, and then we're going to talk about a new kayak company. Maybe you guys have heard about it. It's created quite a stir on social media last week. Christy's right over there, and she is going to be monitoring the comments and try to kick me some comments to answer. And here's what we're going to do. For everything that we talk about in this video, when we make it live, we're going to link it up in the description box below. So if you're watching this video and you're watching it live and you want to see what we're talking about and come back to it later, it'll be linked up in the description box below. If you're watching this video and you're not watching it live, everything we talk about is linked up in the description box. So, kayak bass fishing tournaments. We're going to talk about the trails. We're going to talk about the national championship. We're going to talk about a new youth series called the Kayak Bass Fishing Young Guns. That's for 6 years to 16 years old. And we're going to do that first event at the national championship this year. Also pretty excited about the fact that we worked with Gary Mason, the proprietor of the college bass fishing team over at Bethel University, and we have put together the first event for the Kayak Bass Fishing College or Collegiate Series, whatever you want to call it. Been talking to a lot of folks that are excited about river fishing that say, man, you've got to do something river specific. So we're working on something to take all of our river events, take the best average catch on the river, use that river as the championship spot, and do a KBF King of the River thing later on in the year. So no details to release on that yet, so don't look for that in the description box yet. That's just something we're working on. Everything else that we're talking about, the Kayak Bass Fishing State Challenge Series, that's coming together nicely with Mr. Dwayne Wally over at Tourney X. If you haven't signed up for Tourney X yet, you need to get over to tourneyx.com and sign up. You can compete in online challenges. You can compete in special tournaments. If you're running a tournament for kayak fishing or for any type of catch photo release, it's the most awesome and comprehensive tournament management system out there. It makes your job as a tournament director, promoter, or judge that much easier. The Kayak Bass Fishing Challenge Series Championship is something new we're doing this year. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the folks based on understanding just how you did in the Kayak Bass Fishing Challenge Series. So that's just the online stuff. We're going to have a Challenge Series Championship on Toledo Bend this year. You're obviously not required to make it. There's not going to be a monstrous payout, but we're going to take some money from each entry, put that together, go twist our sponsors' arms a little bit. We're going to do a Kayak Bass Fishing Challenge Series Championship at the end on the bend in Toledo Bend this year. There was a great topic that came up this week that I was going to do a video on. Chris Payne did a blog video about, or a blog topic about it over at kayakfishingblog.com. And so you guys got to go check that out. He does a great job of covering new gear releases, new product releases. He talks about, kind of events that are going on in the kayak fishing industry and products that are fishing related as well that aren't specific to kayak fishing. So we're all fishermen first, obviously. But he posted a topic about bikini clad ads, and man, it kind of lit fire on the interweb, on the old Facebook, and it kind of spilled over to some other social media. So I really want to talk about that a little bit because I was going to talk about it. Then what I'm going to do is in the description box, I'm going to link you guys up to, we're going to link you up to that topic so you can go over there and even, chime in on it. On the Kayak Fishing blog. So head over to the Kayak Fishing blog. Make sure while you're there you sign up and download your free subscription to Kayak Bass Fishing Magazine. That thing is awesome. And then Bonafide kayaks. We're going to talk about that. Actually, we're going to save Bonafide for last. We're going to talk about Kayak Bass Fishing tournaments first. Man, I'm going to tell you, I'm super stoked about how everything's coming together for the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship. We have got 438 people right now that are pseudo qualified. We have 321 that have been confirmed by a club organization and through all the sanctioned events that we did this year. Right now, between the 321 that we've confirmed, we've got 12 clubs left to turn in their numbers, and we've got 2 special events left that are running that are contributing Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship qualifying slots. That puts us somewhere in that 350 range with the potential to pick up somewhere between 65 and 75, 76 more. So we're looking at a national championship this year, 440, 460, somewhere in there. And a Kayak Bass Fishing Young Gun events that could have, 25, 30 people in it, depending on how many of the youngsters turn out. The college series, now that could get pretty big pretty quick because these kids really like to duke it out, kind of go one college against another one. So that could get real big real quick. What we're going to do with the Kayak Bass Fishing College Series is we're going to run it simultaneous with the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship and the Kayak Bass Fishing Open, but we're going to run it on Thousand Acre Lake in Carroll County. It's about 25, 30 minutes from Paris, and those guys are going to duke it out for bragging rights. We're going to put some prizes together, and we will have a prize pack for top team. But what we're going to do is we're going to have that event, and we're going to have at least one more event at Toledo Bend at the end of the year. But we're going to try to put together a couple more events so that there's, regional access, based on where these universities and colleges and all of that are. So ideally, trying to run 4 events this year. It might just be 2 the first year, and we do 4 the second year. Ideally, we're trying to run a minimum of 2. We're running a minimum of 2, ideally trying to do 4. But here's the kicker. We're going to let this series run, and no matter how many we have, we're going to take the most points from the college series, and the team members of that college series, the 5 people who are making up that Kayak Bass Fishing College Series team, they're going to the national championship in 2018. So there's some stuff on the line. We're doing a reduced price membership for Kayak Bass Fishing college members. If you're a college member and you want to compete in the adult series, you still have to pay the standard membership. That's something that we just have to do. But if you're only competing in the college series and you're competing in the teams, it's a $25 membership fee. So we're basically cutting the membership in half. But there's going to be no entry fees at any of the tournaments. So that's going to give us a little bit of capital to cover some of the operating costs to make this thing as good as we can make it. We're going to have a total number of trails this year that I'm not going to be able to commit to yet. We're going to have at least 24, but right now, just on the books, we're somewhere in, and I don't want to overstate this because some of them might fall through, but just based on people that have reached out to me, have reached out to Christy, and that have reached out to Joe and are in various stages of getting approved. If you look back here on this map, you see all of these pins. There's close to 40. That's right, 40 trail events. Talked to Luther at Yak Attack today, and Luther has committed to making us some pretty awesome trophies. We're going to have trophies for the trail. We're going to have trophies for the opens. We're going to have trophies for the young guns, the college series, but more importantly, we're going to have a big old trophy for the national champion. And I think I can twist his arm and get us to make a backfield trophy for the first national champion, the Angler of the Year, and present that at the national championship this year. And then we'll have the trophy, of course, to present to the person who takes down the title this year at the national championship. And I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome trophy. The tournament's going to be ridiculous this year. I mean, with 400 plus people, we've got over $80,000 in cash, plus a new twist on the Big Bass Brawl this year. We're going to take all the kayaks and all the prizes that we got for last year and the commitment that we got for this year. We're going to lump them into a How Big Bass Brawl that we're going to run in conjunction with the national championship. We're going to bump it up to $40, $40 to enter it. But there's going to be prizes from first place down to somewhere in the 10, 15, 20 places. So you got a lot better chance to win. I'm going to try to raise a whole bunch of money for Heroes on the Water right out of the gate. So, again, this is kind of a special announcement format. While I'm at it, making special announcements, one thing that I'm about to start doing is some kayak bass fishing news, some kayak fishing news. I'm going to start putting together a series of video that kind of covers what's hot in fishing and kayak fishing, kayak bass fishing specifically, but kind of the sport in general. And every week I'm going to drop that video. We're going to have a secret link in the video where you can win some stuff, which is going to make me send you to one of my other videos. and look for something in that video and comment on, somewhere, whether it's Instagram, on that particular video. Obviously we're going to be looking for engagement. We're doing a members only tournament. This is the first time that we've done this. I just worked out the deal with Bienville Plantation, and in conjunction with the 10 is going to happen January 27th, 28th. And what we're going to do is, in conjunction with the 10, we're going to do a 50-50. What that means is 50% of the money goes to Bienville Plantation, because obviously it costs them money to host these events, and it's about $325 a day to fish there. So for this event, it's going to be $200. 100 goes to Bienville, 100 goes to the pot. It's a members only event. I'll put details to that in the description box below. In fact, I've still got a couple of things left to do to put that whole thing together, but we're going to run that in conjunction. You're going to get to fish a world-class fishery. You're going to get to come down to White Springs, Florida, into January, where it's already warm there and the bass are moving on the beds. Fish of a lifetime opportunity for $200. That's about half what it would cost to fish there any other time, but you get to fish for 2 days, and you get to pre-paddle for 1 day. So more details for that will be posted up on kayakbassfishing.com/, and we'll put the title and we'll link that up in the description box below. So anyway, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of exciting stuff happening in the world of kayak bass fishing. Now, I'm going to turn it over for a few seconds before I get into the Bikini Clad ads and find out if Christy's got some questions for us, and I'll answer them so that when we get to the end and not have enough time for questions, because tonight I'm cutting it off. 30 minutes, guys, 30 minutes, 8:30, we're done, and you can wait for this video to come back live and then post your questions. I'm obviously wearing one of these things again on my noggin, so start typing it up, start hitting it up, but don't do it now, do it on the video when it's live. So anyway, what's the question? What we got?
Okay, so about the bikini, JCI Castaway said that he tuned in only to see you in a bikini.
All right, so if you tuned in to see me in the bikini, you're in luck, because the thumbnail for this video in a couple days is going to be a picture of me in a bikini, and it's going to say Bikini Clad ads as the thumbnail. So you're going to have to check back for that. I'm not rocking it tonight. It's cold as a witch's titty in Tennessee right now. And I guess I can. I just did. Sorry, guys. I mean, it's cold as a witch's mammary gland in Tennessee right now. Sorry, what's the next one?
Okay, so RH Yak, which I'm assuming is Rhode Island Yak, wanted to know if you're having bikini women on the live thing tonight.
Man, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to have any bikini women on this thing tonight. But what I'm going to use this video for is an opportunity to get some legit chicks that fish in bikinis to come on to one of my live videos or my kayak fishing news and kind of give us their take on it. Tonight, it's probably going to be a lot of dudes chiming in and going, man, I don't influence my decision one way or another. But in fairness, because this is going to be a news thing, I'm going to treat this as a news outlet. In fairness, I'm going to get Krista Tucker. I'm going to get Dar Sizzle. I'm going to get, Fishing with Louisa, and some of these girls that I think have done it well, and just get their take on it. It's that simple. But tonight we're going to talk about everybody who doesn't wear bikinis side of the discussion. So let's answer a few more questions, and we'll get into my take on the Bikini Clad ads.
Okay, so Jacob Penny and Richard Penny are both on here, and they're pretty cute.
What up, Jake and Rich?
Yeah, Rich is trying to, he just now said that he threw up in his own mouth thinking of you in a bikini.
You're welcome.
And Jacob has actually been legit trying to tell me some places to have some tournaments, so he's emailing me later.
Perfect.
So, yeah. Okay, Hydroyak is bringing his 12-year-old to the Young Guns event, which
cool. Hey, listen, do me a favor. Comment below if you are 6 to 16 years old and you're thinking about coming to the KBF Young Guns. Got to get some folks on that. It'll be in the description box below, the link to the event. Get on there and start a dialogue, start a banter, start talking smack to your neighbor, the kid that you know you can beat. Start talking smack to the kids that you can't beat. Let's ramp this thing up. We're going to have some awesome prizes to give away to the kids. And look, I'm going to go ahead and say it. The grand prize, whether you think this is the grand prize or not, is the top kid in the KBF Young Guns is going to get an all expenses paid trip with this right here, with this. to go film an episode of Kayak Bass and TV at one of my favorite big bass haunts in the country. So there's going to be something on the line. Obviously, there's going to be some prizes, but the grand prize is an opportunity to hang out with this right here and go fishing an awesome location and end up on TV. And if the dad or the mom, whoever comes out fishing with them, or the neighbor, whatever guardian, you know, if you hold your mouth right, you might get to come too. So what's the next one?
That led to Dalton Minsick asking, how do they sign up for Young Guns?
Okay, so it's going to be up real soon, but do me a favor. First and foremost, go to Facebook, search 2017 Kayak Bass Fishing Young Guns, or you can go to the Kayak Bass Fishing Trail page, and there'll be a link to it. There's also a link to it on kayakbassfishing.com. You can go to kayakbassfishing.com, and you can just go to the search box and type in Young Guns, and you'll find it, because that's the only place the word young shows up on our website. It'll be linked up in the description box, but right now you can go over to kayakbassfishing.com. You can click on the little search function, type in Young Guns. It's also in the events drop down, so I'm just saying the quickest way to find it. But go to the Facebook page, start some banter, jump in on it. We're going to release some, the logos and decals and stuff like that via Instagram. And then I got to shout this out. If you're a college fishing team, an official college fishing team, not you and three buddies got the right color shirt and decided to go fishing, but like if you're a sanctioned either team sport or a collegiate fishing team and you're interested in becoming part of the KBF College Series, the KBF Collegiate Series, email that lady, Christy Bass Fishing. That's KRISTI Bass Fishing at Gmail. She'll start the process. You can also go to the College Series page on kayakbassfishing.com. There's a constant contact form on there. Fill that out. That'll come directly to me. It'll come directly to her, and we'll get you started in the process. And we're looking for 5-man teams. There's no limit. So a university can actually send a couple of teams. So like if, Texas Tech or somebody like that's going to have a hard time winning, wants to send 4 teams to maximize their chances of winning. If you can get 20 guys together with kayaks, send them, baby. Look, it's no entry fee. It's $25 membership. You also get all the discounts and special promotions that I'm going to put together for the college kids. It's going to be a real good deal. It's going to save you money as a college kid, and it's going to basically get you fired up. Now, here's the thing. I asked Luther, called him up and said, hey, man, I'm going to be talking about this new kayak company on YouTube tonight. So can you hang out and lurk in the comments? And if people have questions specifically, then you can chime in. Now, once the video shuts off, you guys can continue to ask your questions in the comments below once the video's back live, and I'll twist Luther's arm and he'll get on there and answer as many of those questions as he possibly can. So if you guys want to start asking those questions, Luther's supposed to be watching, and he's going to be able to answer a lot of those questions for the next 12 minutes until this thing is over. So get your questions in. That's going to be Bonafide Kayaks. I'll link up I don't even know if they have a website yet. So I'll put whatever information that I can down in the description block, and we'll keep giving you updates. One of the things that I'm going to do here at the Kayak Fishing News, or I might call it Fans Fishing and News Show. I don't know. Actually, do me a favor. What do you think I should call it? It's going to be once a week. It's probably going to be released on Saturday or Sunday. And it's going to basically be a look back at the weekend fishing, what new products are out there. I am very blessed with the opportunity to see, touch, feel, use, and help develop a lot of cool products. So I'm going to tell you guys about them, before you can even buy it. I'm going to show it to you when I can get a hold to it. I'm going to cut away to videos talking about it, showing you that product in use. And then once I get my grubby hands on it to do a full-blown review, I'm going to do that as well. So I'm in a unique position in this industry, so I feel like it's time for me to start sharing some of that stuff with you guys right from the horse's mouth, as they say. What's the next question?
Corey Dreyer wanted to know how much was first place for national championship, but Chris Payne is on, and Chris Payne said a minimum of $35,000.
So $35,000 minimum guaranteed. But let me break this down for you. We got kayak bass fishing bonus bucks. We got Torpedo bonus bucks. We got NRS bonus bucks. We got Bend and Branches bonus bucks. We got bonus bucks, man. And so here's the thing: $35,000 guaranteed minimum. That's $50,000 more left to be paid out of the $80,000 pool. Like our 20th place is going to be bigger than most kayak bass fishing tournaments first place for their championship at like 20th place. So guaranteed 35,000. By my best guesstimates of what we're doing for bonus bucks, if you don't even sweep it, if you just take the majority of it, that's putting you over 50K. $50,000 in a freaking fishing tournament. And listen, we're not doing this crap where we're taking $50,000 and lumping it up at the top and then everybody else is getting like crumbs. I mean, second place is going to be ridiculous. Third place is going to be ridiculous. The top 10 is going to be more than anything anybody else has ever paid out in a kayak bass fishing tournament of any type. And so we're going to pay out deep. The bonus bucks are going to be ridiculous. The rewards are going to be ridiculous. There's more money to be won in the open simultaneous. It's going to be crazy. So, Chris Payne, if you're on here, I'm about to talk about Bikini Clad ads. I want you to chime in on the side. I don't know if you guys remember this thing that I did. I did this YouTube video where I gave away a Wilderness Systems attack, and I said, I did this like character voice. I don't know what happened. I just kind of like got into it. I was like, if you want to win a Wilderness Systems attack, freaking most badass kayak on the market ever, you just comment below with it. Well, all right, so here's the deal. I'm not going to do that voice tonight, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go off on like a little 2-minute rant about the Bikini Clad ads. Then I'm going to let you guys kind of go at the comments. And then especially when this video goes live, I want you to chime in and talk about it. I'll answer every possible comment that I can. Here's my take on it. If you can use it and you can parlay that into a credible fishing career and you can become a legitimate student of the game and you can become a legitimate angler, or you're a legitimate angler and you decide to use that to your advantage and it gets you traction and it gets you, I hate to say credibility because I think there's a thin line between balancing your credibility and people feel like in you sexed it up to get to where you're at. So I'm just going to say, I know 2 or 3 pretty awesome anglers that wear a bikini. So I'm not going to say everybody that wears a bikini to get somewhere is a horrible person or I'd never do that or whatever. Because look, I've never been a hot chick and I will never be a hot chick in my life. But I got to tell you, it was a lot of work. I'm talking about a lot of work to get where I'm at. It was years and years and years and years and years of standing at trade shows, writing articles, volunteering to do demo days for retailers. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's gone into it. So I can tell you, if I was 20-something and there was a short circuit opportunity, to do a little bit quicker access into the industry, it's pretty compelling for me to take that opportunity, especially if I am that young lady that can do that. I mean, there's dudes that sex it up too. I mean, look at Jim Sammons. That's the only reason he's even on TV. I'm just kidding. But here's the thing. I feel like if there's more substance to it, it can be additive. But I do feel like if that's all you got, if you're holding the reel upside down, if you're jumping from sponsor to sponsor to sponsor and everything is about the bikini shot, the cleavage, the butt crack, the thong shot, all that stuff. I think that the person engaging in that is actually doing themselves more harm than good. A lot of advertisers are looking for eyeballs on target. A lot of advertising agencies are looking for strictly CPM. So you really can't fault these girls for using this opportunity to advance their fishing career, if that's what they're doing. Now, if they're a model and a fishing company is using them to get clickbait and is using them to get eyeballs on target, is that converting? Who knows? Personally, I don't think so. If I look at an ad and it's a fishing reel ad and there's a butt crack in it, I feel like you're trying to detract me away from some kind of shortcoming of your product. But I'm old and I'm anal and I really am opinionated and I'm going to research any product before I use it. So I'm not going to be swayed by that. So I don't know. Maybe some of the folks out there are. Comment below and let me know. Does a Bikini Clad ad influence you one way or another? If you meet this young lady in person at ICAST, at a trade show, out on the water? Are you going to treat her any differently? Are you going to respect her if she's sponsored by 5 companies and the only reason is because she's got 100,000 Instagram followers and takes every photo half naked? Who knows? Actually, people say half naked all the time. Listen, if you got a bikini on, you're about 95% naked. It ain't half. Like, I'm half naked right now, just with my sleeves and my legs sticking out of these short breeches I'm wearing. So anyway, I'm not going to have this full discussion here because I want to save some time to talk about something else. But I did want to bring this up because I want you guys to head over to Kayak Fishing blog. And I want you to click on that link. And then I want you to go to Chris Payne's Facebook page and go find some of these links to where these discussions are happening and weigh in, because it's an important topic. It represents us all as fishermen. Now, we got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes, we're going to talk about Bonafide kayaks. So I'm sitting at my desk the other day, and my phone started blink, 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 and then my little notifications thing on the computer started going nuts. Talking about nuts. My messages. I get a lot of messages on Facebook as it is, but my Facebook Messenger number looked like one of those dials from a pressure going up on a machine or something. And when I started clicking on all these or these links, and I started clicking on all of my notifications, and when I started clicking on or opening up my phone and looking at text, it was all like D-U-U-U-U-D. Dude, did you see that Luther just announced that he's doing a kayak company? And I was like, wow. So Luther is supposed to be on. Christy's over there monitoring the comments, but ask your questions about Bonafide kayaks. I mean, you know, obviously Yak Attack has got a strong reputation in the game. Obviously, Yak Attack has got a track record for making world-class accessories, solving rigging problems. So here's the question I got to ask you, and a question that you can ask Luther, and a question that Luther can chime in on. You know, does making world-class products, accessories, naturally, or is it going to automatically transition over to making a great kayak? You know, are there things that Yak Attack has done differently than the other companies that's going to give them a competitive advantage? Are they at a disadvantage because they're not a giant conglomerate? You know, these are things that, you know, is going to be talked about. You know, I'm obviously sponsored by Wilderness Systems. I have a great relationship. I've been, you know, paddling those kayaks for years. And so naturally I started getting the, you know, questions, put me in the headlock, trying to, you know, paint me into a corner. Dude, what are you going to do? You know, this is an opportunity for a new type of kayak to be developed. So it's going to be interesting to kind of watch how it progresses. You know, just looking at some of the names that were announced with the team, you know, I am really good friends with a lot of those guys. I worked closely with them in the industry developing other products. So, man, it's going to be interesting. But let me tell you something the thing that I like the most about this Bonafide Kayaks announcement. About 11 years ago, I was wrestling. When I say wrestling, I'm talking about struggling to convince a product designer at Confluence. That person is no longer there anymore. Confluence, by the way, is the parent company of Wilderness Systems. You know that there's certain things that we need to do to make fishing kayaks better. They looked at me like I had a unicorn horn growing out of my forehead. And a few years later, I mean, for a few years, I couldn't get any innovation done. A couple years later, kayaks started popping up. Another brand, another brand, another brand, or older legacy brands were brought back. Like Old Town, for example, was brought back into the kayak specific for fishing market and launched a Predator, and then the Predator XL. And so here's the deal. All that has done for me and for you is given us better products. Because until there was competition to push the envelope, I couldn't get anyone to make a better fishing kayak. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how much I said, this is what you need to do, competition breeds innovation. And so one of the things that I'm excited about is I'm excited about what kind of fire this is going to light within the fishing kayak community. Because when there's competition, when there's opportunity for improvement, when there's opportunity for changing directions and the way things are looked at, everybody does it. And so when everybody gets more competitive and when that innovation fire is lit, okay, I'm a fan of this sport first. I'm a participant of it first. I'm a member of it first before I'm anything other title that you want to put over my head. I do it. I still feel like a 9-year-old kid jacked up on Mountain Dew and eat like 16 stacks of Smarties every time I catch a big fish because I just love it. And so I also love gear. I love new stuff. I love innovation. I love things that serve my needs better as a consumer, as the person using this product. The one thing that's always separated me, in my opinion, in my relationship as a retailer, as a pro staff director, as a marketing director, as a consultant for design, whatever it is the fact that I do it. I put this fat butt in a seat of a kayak as much, if not more than about 95% of the people out there fishing. And that's because I'm obsessed with it. I can't get over it. It's like an itch I can't scratch. It's like, I just love it. And I'm not going to stop loving it. So for me, when things like this happen, I'm excited about what it means for Bonafide kayaks. I'm excited about what it means for Wilderness Systems. I'm excited about what it's going to do for Jackson. I'm excited about what it's going to do to Hobie. I'm excited about the fact that it's going to light a freaking fire. And this sport, as you can see right here, it's growing. This sport is lighting on fire. This sport, and what I'm the most proud about, and I'm going to sign off with this, and then I'll come back and answer y'all's questions in the comments when the video posts up live in a few minutes, is I'm excited about the fact that this is getting more people into fishing. Not just getting guys out of bass boats into kayaks, but people who wouldn't fish any other way are getting into the sport of fishing. They're excited about it. So do me a favor, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to put the little subscribe thing right here, and then subscribe to the channel so you can get updates. Make sure you turn on your notifications, and then do me a favor and go watch another video for me. Go comment on another video, and I'll put a little box right here that has got, one of my playlists on it, or the last video. So click on this box right here, click on this thing right here and subscribe. I will see you guys next week, and thanks for tuning in. Again, give the video a thumbs up. Please comment, and I'll see you next time on Kayak Bass Fishing Live.